Good day, everyone. I am Roji Banghulo Tambagel, and I am thrilled to be here with you today for this Supervisory Program session. A big thank you to our professor, Dr. Angie K. Duhilag, for guiding us through this journey of growth and learning. As we dive into our discussion today, I invite you to think about the challenges and triumphs we face as educators. Together, we'll explore practical insights and strategies that can help us lead more effectively in our schools. I'm looking forward to our conversation and learning from each other today. Now let's dive into our discussion on time management within the supervisory program. This topic is incredibly relevant for all of us as educators, especially with our busy schedules and endless responsibilities. Today, we'll explore some practical strategies and techniques designed to enhance our time management skills. By implementing these tips, we can improve our efficiency and maximize our productivity, not just for ourselves, but for our students and schools as well. So, let's get started and see how we can make the most of our time together. Now that we've set the momentum, let's move on to the heart of our discussion, the importance of effective time management. Imagine a world where we were not just busy, but truly productive, where our time is spent making a real impact in our classroom. Let's uncover why mastering our time is not just a nice to have skill, but an essential one for our success as educators. And please note that effective time management is crucial for success in all areas of life. Now let's start with number one. We have increased productivity. Increase productivity, maximize output by effectively allocating your time and resources. In our everyday teaching life, being intentional about how we use our time is key. For example, setting aside specific hours for grading, preparing lesson plans, and student feedback can help us get more done during school hours, freeing us up for other tasks later. So that's for increased productivity. Now we move on to reduce stress. That is the second importance of effective time management. Reduce stress, it minimizes stress and anxiety by avoiding unnecessary delays and procrastination. We all know how stressful things can get when we were racing against time. By planning ahead, whether it's preparing materials for the week or handling paperwork early, we can avoid the last minute rush and enter each day with less anxiety. Third is improved work-life balance. Achieve a healthy balance between work and personal life, ensuring time for both. Okay, for example, by balancing our responsibilities as teachers and having personal time is something we all strive for. And by sticking to a schedule and finishing school tasks on time, we can head home without guilt, making time for family, hobbies, and rest. And lastly, for the importance of effective time management is enhanced decision. For the enhanced decision making, make informed decisions based on a clear understanding of time constraints and priorities. So when we clearly know what task needs our focus and how much time we have, it's easier to make smarter decisions. This helps us stay on top of things, ensuring we give both our students and our own well-being the attention they deserve. That's for importance of effective time management. Let's shift our focus to a crucial aspect of time management, identifying time wasters. We all have those sneaky little distractions that eat away at our precious hours. So, let's uncover what those time thieves are and learn how to reclaim our time for what truly matters. And one of the identifying time wasters is procrastination. Exactly. Procrastination, sometimes we might push back lesson planning until it's almost too late. And this leads to stress and last minute panic, which affects the quality of our teaching. We've all been there when we feel unmotivated or doubt whether what we prepared is good. And one of the contributory factor of this procrastination is the lack of motivation. Another one is the fear of failure. And of course, lastly, perfectionism. So with procrastination, that is the following contributory factor. Now let's proceed to the second identifying time wasters, which is the distractions. Distractions, it is easy to get distracted during prep time, whether it's scrolling through social media or getting caught up in an impromptu conversation with a colleague. Distractions can steal valuable time that we need for planning or reflection. And the factor of these distractions is unstructured workspaces, the lack of clear goals, and poor communication. And lastly, for identifying time wasters is multitasking. For multitasking, we might think multitasking helps us get more done. But in reality, trying to do too many things at once often lowers the quality of our work. Instead of focusing on one task, we spread ourselves thin, which can lead to mistakes and unfinished tasks. And we also have identified contributory factors with multitasking. That is reduced focus, increased errors, and reduced overall output. And that's for identifying time wasters, procrastination, distractions, and multitasking. This time around, let's talk about one of the cornerstones of success: goal setting and prioritization. Think of these as our roadmap. Just like we wouldn't set out on a long journey without a clear destination, we need to establish our goals to guide us. By prioritizing what truly matters, we can focus our energy on the tasks that will make the biggest impact. So, let's unpack how we can set those goals and determine our priorities for a smoother path ahead. And I have 4 goal setting and prioritization. And one of this is define goals. For defined goals, establish clear and measurable objectives that align with your overall vision. And as teachers, it's important to set clear and achievable goals, like aiming to boost our students' reading comprehension by the end of the quarter. Having this focus helps us stay aligned with our teaching efforts and track progress. Next is identify priorities. For identify priorities, we need to rank tasks based on importance and urgency, focusing on high priority activities first. And we all know we all juggle so many tasks daily. But it's key to prioritize what truly matters, like spending more time on interventions for struggling students rather than getting sidetracked by non-urgent tasks like preparing classrooms decorations. And third, for the goal setting and prioritization is break down large tasks. For the breakdown large tasks, we need to divide complex projects into smaller, more manageable tasks, making them less overwhelming. One of the examples of this is big projects. Big projects can feel overwhelming, but breaking them down makes them manageable. For example, instead of stressing over the final output for a performance task, we can guide our students step by step, from brainstorming ideas to creating drafts. And lastly is schedule time blocks. For the schedule time blocks, allocate specific time blocks for focused work on each priority, minimizing distractions. And of course, setting aside specific time slots for focus tasks really works. We can black out our mornings for lesson planning and afternoons for grading, which helps us avoid distractions and maintain our energy for both teaching and paper works. So that's it for goal setting and prioritization. Now that we've talked about enhancing our time management skills, let's shift gears and dive into a powerful tool that can help us even more: delegation and outsourcing. Imagine having the ability to lighten your load and focus on what you do best. Let's explore how sharing responsibilities can not only boost our productivity but also empower our team and enrich our school community. Ready to discover the magic of delegation? Let's go. We have first in line is identify suitable tasks. For the identify suitable tasks, we need to determine tasks that can be effectively delegated or outsourced. Think about tasks that can be hand off, like organizing classroom supplies or setting up materials for a lesson. This helps you focus on what really matters, like preparing engaging lessons or giving feedback to students. Another delegation and outsourcing is choose the right person. In choosing the right person, we need to select individuals with the necessary skills and experience for each task. So when it comes to tasks like updating the class bulletin board, pick someone who has a good eye for design, like a student who loves art or a colleague with a flair for creativity. Choosing the right person not only gets the job done well, but also boosts their confidence. Thirdly is provide clear instructions. In providing clear instructions, we need to communicate expectations, deadlines, and resources effectively to ensure the task completion. So when you assign someone to manage the class schedule, be sure to share exactly what you need, including how to format it and when it's due. Clear instructions help avoid misunderstandings and make it easier for them to deliver what you're looking for. And lastly, for delegation and outsourcing is monitor progress. Regularly check on progress and provide support when needed. We need to check in with your helper a few days into the project, like when they are organizing learning materials, to see how things are going. A quick chat can help address any questions they have and keep everything on track without making them feel overwhelmed. Turn our focus to one of the key players in our productivity game: scheduling and calendar management. This is where the magic happens. A well-organized schedule can be a game changer, helping us balance our teaching responsibilities, meetings, and even our personal lives. So, let's unlock the secrets to mastering our calendars and making every minute count. First in line, we have use a digital calendar. It provides reminders, alerts, and synchronization across devices. And as teachers in a busy school, we can really benefit from digital calendars like Google Calendar. They help us keep track of important events like parent-teacher conferences and staff meetings, sending reminders so we're always in the loop and ready for what's next. Next is schedule time blocks. For schedule time blocks, we need to allocate dedicated time slots for specific activities, enhancing focus and productivity. Now, imagine if we set aside specific chunks of time in our day just for classroom visits, team meetings, or planning lessons. By doing this, we can fully concentrate on one thing at a time, leading to a better support for our students and more productive collaboration with our colleagues. Thirdly is prioritize meetings. In prioritized meetings, schedule only necessary meetings, keeping them concise and focused. When we think about meetings, let's focus on those that truly matter, like discussions about student progress or grade level planning. Keeping these meetings short and to the point ensures everyone leaves with clear ideas and helps us avoid wasting precious time. And lastly, for scheduling and calendar management is leave buffer time. For leave buffer time, include buffer time between appointments for unexpected delays or unforeseen circumstances. It is so helpful to schedule some buffer time between our appointments. For instance, if a counselor has back-to-back sessions with students, a little extra time can make a big difference. It allows them to handle any surprises that come up, ensuring each student gets the attention they need without feeling rushed. And that's it for scheduling and calendar management. Hi, let's shift gears and talk about something that can truly transform the ways we work: productivity tools and techniques. Imagine having the right tools at your fingertips to help you stay organized, streamline your tasks, and ultimately reclaim precious time in your day. In this section, we'll uncover some game-changing resources and techniques that can boost our productivity and make our lives a little easier. Let's dive in. And as we start, we have to-do list. In to-do list, organize tasks and track progress for clear visibility and accountability. As teachers, we can start each day by jotting down a to-do list that includes everything from preparing lessons material to grading assignments and attending meetings. This simple act helps us see what needs to be done, keeping us on track, and reminds us to hold ourselves accountable for completing our tasks. Next is time tracking. For time tracking, we need to monitor time spent on tasks to identify areas for improvement and optimize allocation. Using time tracking tools can be a game changer also for us in the classroom. By keeping tabs on how long we spend on tasks like grading or lesson planning, we can spot where we might be wasting time and make adjustments to work more efficiently. Thirdly is calendar integration. Synchronize calendars across devices for seamless scheduling and reminders. And synchronizing our school calendars with our personal ones can help us avoid those awkward scheduling conflicts. With everything in one place, we get reminders for important meetings and deadlines, making it easier to stay organized and prepared for the week ahead. And lastly, for productivity tools and techniques is Pomodoro technique. In Pomodoro technique, employ structured work intervals followed by short breaks for enhanced concentration. In trying out the Pomodoro technique during our planning sessions can really boost our focus by working in 25-minute chunks followed by short breaks. We give ourselves the chance to recharge, which helps us to stay sharp and productive throughout our busy school days. As we wrap up our discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on what we have learned. Just like a good book, every great session has its key takeaways. So let's turn the page and highlight the main points that can help us not only manage our time more effectively, but also enrich our teaching journey. Here are the conclusions and takeaways we can carry forward. We have prioritized tasks, which is focus on high priority activities and delegate or, or postpone less important tasks. As teachers, it's essential to focus on what truly matters, like lesson planning and grading, rather than getting too lost in paperwork or minor tasks. By tackling high priority activities first, we can delegate less important jobs, such as organizing supplies, to our students, giving them a chance to contribute while we focus on our teaching. And secondly is minimize distractions. Create a structured environment and establish boundaries to reduce interruptions. So in our classrooms, it's all about creating an environment where students can thrive, setting clear boundaries like designated phone-free times or specific moments for questions helps cut down on interruptions. When we establish these guidelines, everyone can concentrate better on learning, making our time together more productive. And thirdly, for conclusion and key takeaways is use productivity tools. We need to leverage technology and techniques to streamline workflows and enhance efficiency. Now let's take advantage of technology to keep ourselves organized. Using digital planners, shared calendars, or project management apps can help us stay on top of important dates, from grading deadlines to staff meetings. When we utilize these tools, communication with colleagues and parents becomes smoother, allowing us to collaborate effectively without feeling overwhelmed. Lastly, continuously evaluate. In continuously evaluate, regularly assess your time management strategies and adjust them as needed. It's important for us to regularly check in with ourselves about how we are managing our time, taking a few minutes each week to reflect on what worked and what didn't can make a big difference. Gathering feedback from our students and peers also help us tweak our approaches, ensuring that we are always moving forward and improving our teaching practices. Our discussion on time management in the supervisory program, remember that mastering our time is not just about being busy, it's about being productive and intentional. Let's take these insights we've shared today and put them into action, not only to enhance our own effectiveness, but also to inspire those around us. Thank you all for your participation and insights. Together, let's create a culture of efficiency that empowers our schools and students. Here's to making every minute count. This has been your reporter, Roji Banghulot Tambagal. Thank you and God bless everyone. Yay!